the human's greatest ability is the ability to adapt, and that comes from the plastic mind. What do I mean by that? I mean, think of a scenario where you looked at something a certain way, and then, I don't know, months, weeks later, you think you get something else, and you think, wow, that older thing I had, or that older version of that thing I had, was pretty bad. What do I mean? In the context of relationships and love, think of the first relationship you had, and think how it felt when you guys first broke up. You start crying for the next weeks, months, even years for some people, and then what you say then during that time is, "This is the most I've been loved. I will never find a person that was as good to me as that other person was." And then you get into your second relationship, your third or your fourth, and then you're like, this relationship is better than the relationship I had before, and that relationship before was better than the one you had before that as well. And the question is, why does that happen? I don't know the answer yet. I know that the brain goes through a process of seeing things a different way. So when you're in the moment and right after the moment, because you don't have anything else to compare it with, you'd think that that moment is the best you'll ever have. If that was your first relationship, you don't have any other relationship you can compare that to. So the bar was at zero, and then the first relationship is above it. And then when you get into a second relationship, you're like, yeah, the first relationship was pretty bad, regardless of if the person was actually good or not. And you move on, and each relationship will be better than the one you had before. I don't know if the process has a name, or why, or what that process even is, or why the brain even goes through that process. But I know that after each relationship, you have you know yourself better, because now you're reflecting on that relationship you had, and then you're like, okay, so it ended, whether you ended it or not, it ended because I was this or this, or I ended it because the other person was this and this. And then you cross out a list, and then you now know yourself better and what you want in a partner. And I think that's why every relationship seems to be better than the one before. Sometimes, however, the relationship you're in is good, but it's not necessarily better than the one before it. But the brain convinces itself that it is better. And that is why I think the brain is so good at adapting, that even if your last relationship was better than the one you're currently in, you would still say the one that you're in is better than the one before it. This is the brain's way maybe of bargaining, because you can't get what the alternative, so now you have to go with what you have originally. But I think that this is an interesting thought to have.